So welcome to the Lighthouse. And let's get started. So if your phones are not on mute, go ahead and do that right now, just for optimizing our sound on the recording. So early on in my quest as a woman, on my quest for truth, I was a young anthropology student, a student of cultural anthropology, and spent a lot of time in the Southwest of North America, working with a variety of different tribes and their elders and their wisdom keepers and their shamans and their artisans and of course their children, and have always had an eye and a heart for the no-nonsense way that Indigenous teachings are conveyed, and actually the timeless way that they can impact us as a species, especially in this time. And there's a lot of wisdom coming through the grandmothers right now, and I want to really take a big, soulful lean into the bottom bone of that in our class today. The grandmothers are teaching us, that we're at the line that marks the start for a new earth. Here we are. The time is now, and we are going through a massive catharsis. And each of us are occupying our own frequency. Each of us have our own point of departure. We're living it in a different way. Some of us are living it with worry. Some of us are living it with fear. Some of us are in pain. And some of us are living it with an abundance of grace and consciousness. And the messages have arrived. The crossroads and the collisions of teachings and prophecies have pointed to this period in history that we are currently residing in as being a beginning, not an end, but a beginning. And I want to remind you that if you are on this call right now, or if you're listening to a replay later, that you are part of a very important team of beings who are making themselves available to higher energies. We are making ourselves available to higher energies that we're embodying, higher energies of consciousness, and higher ways of presencing and co-creating and collaborating and cooperating with each other as a community, as a planetary community. And so if you ask the grandmothers, what they're telling us that we need to do right now is get very, very quiet. We have to get very, very quiet so that we can access a kind of incorruptible equipoise that is inside of us, that's always been inside of us, and that's 100% available to us right now. And in contacting this incorruptible equipoise, this quietude, we actually become light facilitators. We become lighthouses. That's what I call this place that I'm sitting here sharing with you in. This is the lighthouse. But each and every one of us here in this gathering are lighthouses, and we each have a responsibility to get more brave at being bare, at getting out from underneath our veils, at identifying our original medicine, at identifying and naming and claiming what our native genius is inside of ourselves, and then letting that be our gift to the world. Everybody here today has been a collector. We're not necessarily collectors of stuff, right? We are collectors of consciousness. And it's this consciousness that we've been accumulating through the years of our seeking and through the sessions of our community practice together. This accumulated consciousness, it is our gift to humanity. And so I hope that today's session charges you with an infinite amount of energy energy so that you feel very ready, very prepared, all the way down to the level of your DNA to be a light facilitator, to be a spark that is assisting humanity in this time of emerging new earth. So let the practice activate your inner fire. I've been talking a lot about this inner fire from a variety of different angles this week, so that you can take, when you experience it coming up inside of you or coming to you or through you, when you experience fear or grief or anxiety, or as I was talking earlier this week, hangxiety, when you experience these iterations of emotion, that you can actually recognize that it's not necessarily the truth of who you are, and that you can be a file converter, okay? So you can take that energy and you can convert that file, so that the files that you keep opening up inside of your system and inside of your consciousness are the ones that are going to be most helpful for your individuated consciousness and for a world in this time of need. Be a file converter and remain in complete harmony. Again, this word quietude. So we want to stay quiet at the level of emotion. We want to stay quiet at the level of all of our questions. We all have a ton of questions right now. We don't necessarily have the answers, but we have questions, but we can choose to stay quiet at the level of the questions. And we want to stay quiet at the level of the unknown. There's an immense horizon of unknowns. So let every iteration of meditation today help you to access that quietude. Before we start though, I want to read to you something that was written back on June, or spoken. This was not written, but I'm reading a written version of it. This was spoken on June 8th, 2000 by the Hopi Elder Nation. And these words get me every time. And I think that there's a lot of relevance and a lot of resonance in this message for us here at the crossroad that we're currently standing at. And here's the rub about crossroads. We can either choose to just, witness it and keep on going down the path that we've been going, or we can, get really sturdy and really quiet and cross that threshold worthily. So this is what they have to say. You have been telling people that this is the 11th hour. Now you must go back and tell the people that this is the hour. And there are things to be considered. Where are you living? What are you doing? What are your relationships? Are you in right relationship? Where is your water? Know your garden. It is time to speak your truth. Create community and be good to each other. Be good to each other. And don't look outside yourself for your leader. This could be a good time. There is a river flowing now, very fast. It is so great and it is so swift that there are those who will be afraid. They will try to hold on to the shore. They will feel like they are being torn apart, and they will suffer greatly. Know the river has its destination. The elders say that we must let go of the shore. Push off into the middle. Keep our eyes open and our heads above the water. And I say, see who is in there with you and celebrate. In this time in history, we are to take nothing personally, least of all ourselves. For the moment we do, our growth and our journey come to a halt. The time of the lone wolf is over. Gather yourselves. Banish the word struggle from your attitude and from your vocabulary. All that we do now must be done in a mindful manner and in celebration. I love this. I can count at least 3 times that the word celebration was spoken in this piece, in this transmission. Celebration. So if we are constantly indulging in our worry and our fear, then our circuitry is getting blown and we can't be centered in that frequency of joy. So I want to get started with our first practice. I haven't taught this particular practice in a long time. We're going to work with a mantra that comes from the Qigong teachings. Hopefully some of you were at the Qigong gathering on Wednesday. It was a very beautiful strategic set of forms that are super helpful for what we're working with right now. You can find the replay on the website. This mantra is the Haula mantra. Mantra is very different from affirmation. Affirmation keeps us in the polarity. It keeps charging the possibility of negative outcome. But mantra is a complete tsunami over the polarity, and it is the fortifier of the energy which is right and true and timelessly useful. Okay, so this particular mantra, Hao, H-A-O, and La, L-A, translates loosely as all is well. I think that's a perfect mantra for us right now. All is well, because if we are tuned in indomitably to our quietude, to our axis, then we know that there's this unchanging part of ourselves that is always well, that's okay even when things are not okay, right? So you're going to say, how, and then make a fist. Bring the hands down through the right angle and tap the sides of the ribs on the la. Okay, so you want to send a signal. You're actually cracking the shell, okay? You're cracking the shell. You're helping to ripen yourself so that you can not hold yourself back from your own ascension and your own awakening, especially in this time. Krishnamurti had something really great to say about this idea of getting released from the shell. He said, you know, if you try to take an acorn that's not yet fully ripened and get it out of its little hat shell, it's like almost impossible to get the acorn out of the shell. But if you let it ripen, if you just tap it, then it releases itself. It jumps out on its own accord. So we're helping to create the opening for ourselves. I'm going to do a quick cycle of demonstration, and then we'll do the practice all together. Okay? Look up as you send the arms up. Sit up nice and straight on the axis of your spine. Have lots of space in the ball of the belly, and let the recitation of the continuity that is the mantra help to open up your breathing body, okay? So that you're really getting very oxygenated in this meditation. Hao la, 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 hao la. Okay, so you see this. Oh, this is such good medicine. The up and down, very gentle, but it's very effective, okay? And I neglected to mention, but so many of you already know, it's the sustained tip of the nose gaze, okay? That's a very important part. Let's give this a try. Inhale deep. Hao la, 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 hao la. Keep it going. Hao la, 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 ho, 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 la. 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Close the practice. Bring your hands to the top of your lap. Maybe have a bit of water if your throat is ready for some. Good. So I'd like to move on to the next meditation. This is called Sanmukhi Mudra, and this comes from India. So in integrative practices, we like to span the globe because all of these wisdom-keeping traditions that have emerged from our good earth have each point of origin is saturated with so much, so much. So very oftentimes in one session together, we hop around. So here we are now in India. So the Sanmukhi Mudra, you're closing the gates of the face, okay? So we're going to be doing this thing with our hands, this mudra that's actually doing the deep and noble work of closing the gates. And I'm going to call all of the articulations of what hand and finger, what finger is going where on the face. So you're closing the gates. You're going to be submersed in sound, and your entire awareness is going to be inverted, okay? Sometimes it can feel a little bit disorienting at first when you begin this practice because there's so many methodologies that are helping to recalibrate you. You've got mudra, you've got the sensory deprivation, and you've got the sound technology. For a moment here, I want to speak to what's going on in the sound. For those of you who've been on call earlier this week, I was talking about when we utilize sound, how important it is that it comes from the furnace of the belly, from the hara, from the dantian, from the center of Uddiyana, and not just from the throat, okay? Because, like in the Hopi Elder Prophecy, if this is the time to speak our truth, which it is, we can't do it from from some contracted place in the throat. It has to come from a cellular totality if it's going to have the conviction that is needed in these times, right? So let your sound come up from the ball of the belly, up through the heart, into the throat, and then you're going to send it up into the head. So it's really getting in there as a kind of cleaning agent, a catalyst for mental hygiene. This is a very clarifying, very purifying meditation. You want to move your tongue around inside of the space of your mouth as you're making the sound, which is going to give you access to all of the quantum variants of sound technology that will help you to feel that incorruptible equipoise that I was talking about a moment ago, okay? Listen, I'm just going to make the sound, and then in a moment I'll show you the whole gig, okay? So listen, and as you hear the sound changing, know that it's so simple. It's just my tongue moving around. It's that easy, okay? So, always the inhale. That was one breath cycle. So I had an inhalation, and then I had, the sound expression. Yours may be longer than mine, and it may be much shorter than mine. In either regard, perfect, okay? Always just show up full power wherever you are, wherever your starting point is in a meditation. So, pinky fingers, just watch, and then I'll call all the articulations, and we'll jump in a second together. Pinky fingers will be below the bottom lip. Ring fingers are going to be sealing the gate of the top lip. Middle fingers will be sealing the gate on the cartilage of the bridge of your nose, right about where your glasses would rest. Index fingers are going to seal the gate at the tear duct, right in the innermost corner of the eye, and then thumbs are going to seal the ears entirely closed, okay? Close the gates. Your hands are going to remain in this position, and your elbows are going to be on the level of your shoulders for the duration of your meditation, okay? Before we jump in, I want you to know that you don't have to press hard. You don't want to press hard. The matrix and the meridians and the nadis, they're very available to us. We don't have to get in there and excavate. We want to be compassionate. We want to be gentle, okay? You're going to take 11 rounds of sounding, okay? So, do that. Make it as elongated and as extended as you can. Do it 11 times, because the number 11 is a number of self-mastery. And we are interested in self-mastery in this kind of work, so that when we show up for some kind of relay with each other, we're bringing our most elevated self, and we can have the most elevated relay possible. So sometimes numerical sets can help us, ripen the journey a little bit. So let's do it. Pinky fingers below the bottom lip, ring finger above the top lip, middle finger to the bridge of the nose, not closing the nostrils because you're going to be breathing through the nostrils, to the cartilage, index finger to the innermost corner of the eye, and then seal the ears with the thumbs. One last thing, when you're done with number 11, come to a quiet, seated position, and we'll go from there, okay? Enjoy. Take your time.